Hello. Renee, Flamand, and Minnie here. She's at attention right now, so she's ready. Please hit the subscribe button. We would like you to tune in to any of the other videos that we have. So please hit subscribe and the like button. That's me trying to keep saying it. I'm doing good, right? My audience has told me that I need to say that. So there I go. It is very normal to have curiosity and answer the phone. It is very normal to have curiosity and answer the phone. And that is the most plain way that I can say it. And I know that the advice that is out there, because I've watched a bajillion videos, is don't answer, go no contact, run, don't walk, don't look back, never answer again, da-da-da-da-da. And guess what? They are correct. If you can do that and muster that strength to do that, it's absolutely the best way. They are correct. But I don't want people beating themselves up if you happen to fold. To cheat on your narcissist diet and break no contact is something that may happen. It may happen. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. And I don't want you beating yourself up about it. I don't. Because it can be hard not to. And I know we approach no contact once we decide to implore that with the vigilance of any addiction. And it is advised that we approach it with the vigilance of any addiction, because it is, in fact, an addiction. We've talked about that. Talking with them, being with them. And although it will be awful if we fold, as we know, it will only be terrible, slip-ups do happen. And we have to deal with that. We have to talk about it, because we don't need the extra burden of you beating yourself up now because you slipped. Big stretch. She's very active right now. I'm sorry, she cracks me up. You okay there, baby? I had a lot of back and forth in this regard, and I'm here to try to help you through it if you folded. Which, if you did, then perhaps by now you're already realizing that was indeed a bad idea, and it solved nothing. You want to get down, baby doll? You may even be in this position of kicking yourself. And that's the part I don't want that. I don't want you kicking yourself. I did that several times. I don't even want you to allow yourself to go there. It's very natural. You're going along just fine, and then you slipped. They had an opportunity to inflict more pain, and they did. And now you're crushed again, wondering why you bothered, and wishing you did not. You caved maybe because you were having feelings of withdrawal for this person. You miss them. You want to say something? You hoping to hear something? Solve something? Fix something? Finally have an epiphany, and you want to share it with them. This'll do it. And if you hadn't broken no contact, then the worst thing you would be feeling is that withdrawal. Think about it. This eventually helped me make it stick. I always tell, there's a bunch of things that help me make them stick, and this is one of them. That's the worst, because there's nothing transpiring between you and the narcissist. All you have to go on is your last contact with them. And the withdrawal rots. Don't get me wrong. It stinks, and it's very difficult. I'm not trying to minimize it by saying that's all you'll feel if you hadn't broken contact is the withdrawal. The withdrawal is tough. What I am trying to say is that the new round of crying that you now have, that may not be happening if you didn't break no contact. So whatever you're feeling right now after having broken no contact, think that through going forward and remember it. I'm sure it's not a good thing that you're feeling right now. I'm sure it's not good. It can only lead to bad. You have to go through your own journey, but it can only lead to bad. So I feel like if you have indeed broken no contact and you're sitting there crying and I want you to remember that had you not, it would just be, that's what I mean by just, not minimizing the feeling of it, but it would just be, you'd be in the withdrawal. The withdrawal has to happen. And it has to run its course. And it has to be as long as whatever you need it to be. You have to get through the withdrawal. There is a hump you get over past which you feel better, past which it's not so hard to resist answering them or responding to them. There's a point past which I'm not going to use the word easy. No. But it becomes where you don't want to give them any new chances for them to hurt you. And if you didn't answer, you realize they wouldn't be here, those chances. If I hadn't answered, I wouldn't be crying right now. You might be crying from the withdrawal in a different way, but you wouldn't have this new crying, this new source, this new thing you found out, this new way he spoke to you, this new way he mistreated you. Every single time all of this happens, it's more for you to process. Don't beat yourself up. None of this is a reason for this to beat yourself up. Okay, so you broke. There's all this newness. It happens. You ate a candy bar on your narcissist diet. So get back on the diet. Even though the vigilance of an addict is how they recommend we approach no contact, doesn't mean you have to be so hard on yourself if you break. Even in AA, you see it. I watch TV. You see people start again. So start again. And remember how breaking left you feeling. With every time I broke no contact, because I had the back and forth, I would concentrate on how I felt after. It was always terrible. It was always worse. It always got more intense. It was never good. It never landed good, became good, got fixed. None of that ever happened. But don't beat yourself up. Just remember those things. And maybe that'll help you going forward to not answer him, to not respond to him. You know, I want to say that we need to go at our own pace and get it out of our system. You still have the urge to call, to answer, to listen. Okay, but how did it go though? He changed, everything's better. You still had the urge to call. You still have the urge. Okay, so you answer. How did it go? I want you to remember that. I know nothing is better. I know that's not true. I know he didn't change. So I want you to live in that space from now on. Do you know what I mean? I want you to live in that space. The space wherein you learned with this last time when you did break no contact that it was a bad idea to break because nothing good comes from it. And in fact, a bunch of new bad reared itself. Doesn't mean you beat yourself up. It means you learn from it and you think it through. Look at the whole experience of it. How you were feeling before they started trying to contact you. Right? So how you were feeling. And then how you feel now once you had whatever interlude you had. Maybe you talked for 3 days and now he's disappeared again and you're a crying mess. So did you feel better before or do you feel better now? I want you to learn from that. Take that with you. That's all right. Don't beat yourself, just take it with you And then the next time, remember this. How you're feeling now. Remember that. And that may help you push you forward. It did me. Every single time got worse. This is all part of us walking our own individual path with these people. It can be a process, but just be sure to really pay attention to the information you're picking up along the way of your journey. There are clues everywhere. Don't ignore them. If you answered or responded and it went disastrously, take that glaring clue of course it went badly. Take that and go forward armed with that information to help you for next time. Stay strong. Remember how off it felt, what it led to, what it didn't lead to, right? And we always say details don't matter. My stories, each one is different. It was like a monthly rotation, and sometimes more, a couple times a month, whatever it was, for over a year. Yours might be different details. Whatever they are, they're not good. Nobody's story is ever, I answered a Hoover and we lived happily ever after. So I know it's not good. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're dealing with enough, and we do not need to add being unkind to ourselves at this time. Just go forth, armed and protected now with the experience, with the education, with this information you've gained from this time that you broke. And go forward and say, do I really want to break again? There's a lot of reasons that aren't good to break. And we've talked about many of them. And I know that you can beat yourself up if you do break. But you shouldn't. It's your path. It's your journey. Take each thing that you experience as a lesson. And I think that I want you to figure out a way to be kind to yourself. Look at it as a positive. All right, I broke. I'm crushed right now. I'm devastated. But what did I learn from this experience, and how can I apply it and go forward and have it be beneficial to me, right? You could do that right now. And that's how I want you to look at it. Because honestly, it's tough. I did it. I was so mad at myself. Why did you finally answer, Renee? What are you doing? It's all right. Shake it off and go forward and make a different decision. If you're that bothered right now, and you are beating yourself up, do you want to feel that way again? Probably not. So that should help you. This is what I mean. Take the experience and bring it forward. That should help you next time. Remember how awful you're feeling for having answered, and it should help you not answer any more. So if you are trying to maintain no contact, maybe you breaking one time was your journey. Maybe you had to break one time in order to feel how awful it does feel when you break. Maybe you had to feel that awfulness so as to bring it forward as your motivation not to do it again. That's not the same as beating yourself up. Please, we have to be kind to ourselves. We need all the strength we can get.